A class variable or static variable can be accessed without having to create an instance of an object. For example, in Charcoalet, we only need to use one game called current game, but we don't have to create a Charcoalet object. Now, for instance variables, we need to create objects of the class. For example, in game menu view, we have apartment, floor variables, etc. We only need these variables within game menu view. Thus, it doesn't make sense that we create them as static. Instance variables would suffice. In order to access a static variable, we need to create a static function. For example, to get Charcoalet current game static variable, we have a control layer function that returns an object type game. If we change that function modifier and try to compile, we will get an error. Arrays are useful when we want to store fixed length data and we know the data type. Also, arrays can contain both primitives, strings, ints, and other class objects. Array list is more useful when we want to add or remove items from the array. In our game, we are using arrays since we know the length we need them to be and it will not change over time. As an example, in the map building class, we have an array of rooms, which is in 2 dimensions. One to specify the floor number and the other to specify the apartment number on that floor. The length of the array can be customized when we create a new map building. We are also using enums in the game because they provide an easy way to find objects in an array by using the ordinal method. We don't have to create extra code in order to do it. I have these 4 statements to create an array of persons that need to be added to a specific room. The function will generate X number of persons per room as specified in the getRandomPerson function. For example, if there are 5 people to be created in room X, first, an array of persons will be created with length equals 5. The fourth statement will run from 0 to 4, in other words, 5 times, and it will create a new person object and assign it to the corresponding element in the array and also will set the person as it needs to be rescued, and depending on some condition, that person could have the final key to the game. Now, to access elements of an array, we can use a for statement and an index or several indexes if the array has multiple dimensions. In this example, we will print the map of the building, which is 5 times 5, and display the information that has the room visited status. In order to access items in a 2-dimension array, we need nested for statements. I have visited the first room only for now. Exceptions are thrown generally in the control layer function. For example, if something was to run in setGameInventory function, a new game control exception will be thrown. This exception can be propagated to other functions that call it. As a general rule, functions in the viewLayer class catch exceptions that were propagated, and they can present the error in a friendly message to the user and write to a file. When we are writing information to a file, Java uses 2 bytes per character. Byte streams can only write a byte at a time. That's why we have to use character streams instead. We can use byte stream classes to print to the screen. For simplicity in the game, we have used character stream classes to print to screen as well as to write to a file. In this example, I have a character stream class, printWriter, which I will use to write to Raquel log file. I will use Raquel log file static printWriter variable to print the persons in each room. So, when I press M to display the map, the code will look through all the rooms and all persons per room and display whether they need to be rescued. Finally, this information is writing to a file. The purpose of the game is to rescue all the people in the apartment building. To win the game, you must also find the final key from one of the persons. For simplicity's sake, the building will have only one apartment. When starting the game, you have to enter your name. To start new game, enter N. Since there is only one apartment, there is no need to go up or left. But if I try to go up, the apartment floor and number will be displayed. I will enter the apartment by pressing G. The person information is displayed. In this case, there are one person that need to be rescued, and one of them has the final key. I can rescue persons by using items in my inventory, or if I run out of items, I can still rescue them by solving an equation. If I select a calculation, I will need to solve it. I already know the answer, so it will be easy for me. The final password, and it is 100. When I'm done rescuing all people and getting final key, I can exit to the game menu and enter the final room. I can also pick up items from the room, and my new inventory status is displayed. I will enter E. And enter the final room. I will be asked to enter the final key, and if I am successful, I will win the game. Yep, you have finished the game.